Happening now, officials from a local school now working with parents of students who walked out of the class earlier this month in protest, that following instances of bullying towards the school's LGBT+ community. And police continue to seek the driver responsible for causing this fiery crash on Tuesday. Plus, getting ready to say goodbye to school and hello to summer, a look at the tools to help connect local kids.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Our latest local news is coming up, but first it is a swelter out there. Going to want to make sure you have that water handy. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us with the details on how hot it's going to be today, Dakota. I even hear we have a heat advisory now in place.
That is correct, Justin. We have a heat advisory in place for much of the region. We'll show you that in just a second. But first of all, the live look from the Findlay Lake Skycam is showing you lots of blue sky out there, but we are going to be dealing with some thunderstorms developing across the afternoon, pretty much across the region. So we're dry right now. Here's the heat advisory that Justin had mentioned. It's all of the southern tier and all of western New York. As a matter of fact, this goes until 6 o'clock this afternoon. So that means we are talking heat indices, or the feels like temperatures, likely ranging from about 95 close to 100 degrees at times today. So you know how to stay cool. You know, drink water, stay inside during the hottest part of the day, air conditioning, all that stuff. It's pretty much common sense to do those things when it's hot. It was 85 degrees yesterday. That's where we topped out. Only a muggy 70 is where we started the day. Woof, 92 and 40 are the records. So through the afternoon today, mostly sunny with warm and humid, pardon me, scattered.
You need some water, don't you?
Yeah, I need some water. Scattered storms develop 80 to 90 with a southwest wind increasing out of the west, 7 to 18. Now, we do have a chance that some of those storms this afternoon could be a bit on the stronger side. We'll talk about it with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show, Justin.
All right, Dakota, take a beat. We'll see you back in a bit. Thank you, sir. On to our top story today. And officials from a Chautauqua County school district are working with parents of students who walked out of class earlier this month in protest following instances of bullying towards the school's LGBT+ student body. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live in studio with more from the district and parents. Alyssa?
Justin, during Tuesday's Board of Education meeting at Faulkner Central School, a few parents addressed board members about their concerns. All the while, district officials tell us they're continuing to work every day to make students of the queer community feel welcomed.
It's not just one particular group of kids. It's the acceptance of all kids, and it's the acceptance of all of us. That when they walk in these doors, there has to be a feeling of support and safety. And those are the things we try each and every day. But as we know, safety isn't always easily achieved in our world today.
While parents at the meeting are upset about the bullying instances, they give credit to the school's principals for stepping up.
I was not very happy with the school because of the way my son, who was a member of the queer community, and his friends were being treated. I was not happy at all. I can say, though, that the very next day, he called me first thing in the morning, and we spoke for over an hour. And that man cares about these children. He's already met with another committee member that I work with that works for Prevention Works. And he's also agreed to meet with her, myself, who's on the committee and works for the Mental Health Association of Chautauqua County, the students who are involved in the walkout, and some of the parents to come up with a plan moving forward, not just for the next year, but for the years to come for the queer students of Faulkner.
While the walkout brought attention to bullying allegations taking place within the halls of the school, it appears it was only the beginning.
In most things that are reported, there's always a vast amount of truth. In the cases where we've found things that where kids haven't treated each other nicely or appropriately, we address those concerns with the kids. When kids aren't respectful of others, for whatever reason, that we bring them in and we talk with them, we talk with their families, and we try to figure out what the bottom line is. What was the concern? Why did this happen? How can we remedy it? How can we, try to do what's best for the future? and treat each other with kindness.
The district recognizes that there is always room for improvement.
We as educators have to do our best each and every day, and sometimes the best isn't good enough that day. The goal is to educate all of our kids that we're all the same, but yet we're all different. And I think that's important, that people understand that different, although it may not be what you believe in or what I believe in, but at the end of the day, we're all people.
Parents tell us this is just the beginning of conversations to improve on the subject, with district officials, parents, and local leaders in the Jamestown area Pride community slated to meet next month, furthering discussions on how to foster a safe environment for students within the LGBTQIA+ community. Live in the studio, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
And an update on a story we brought you here first yesterday. Law enforcement in Chautauqua County are seeking the driver responsible for causing a fiery crash in northern Chautauqua County. The crash happened on Route 20 near Aldrich Road in the town of Sheridan after a TPS fuel truck struck a wheel that fell off of a van headed in the other direction of travel on the two-lane road. The truck then collided with a pickup in the oncoming lane. The force of that impact, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office tells us, sent that fuel truck partially over the thruway bridge where the accident occurred. As a result, around 100 gallons of diesel fuel then ignited, causing intense flames to break out. Two people, the truck's driver, 30-year-old Esquin Melendez, and the pickup truck driver, 40-year-old Herbert Overback, were able to escape their respective vehicles. Now, Esquin Melendez was taken via stat medevac to ECMC for treatment of burns, while the other person in the truck was taken to the hospital for care. The driver of the van then fled the scene. Now, as of today, he's still being sought by deputies. Meanwhile, new information after several people were hurt following a crash in northern Chautauqua County. The Sheriff's Office reporting that this crash happened on Route 5 near 8th Street in the town of Westfield yesterday afternoon. Now, following a preliminary investigation, deputies say that 21-year-old Bristet Weldell was headed west when she lost control of her vehicle, causing that wreck. Both Welday and a male passenger and female juvenile were treated for serious injuries at that scene by EMS before they were taken to Hammett Hospital in Erie, PA. Now, they have since been issued various traffic tickets for speeding, likely the cause of the crash there. The city of Dunkirk is seeking financial assistance to help improve shoreline conditions along Lake Erie. The city's Common Council signed off on a grant application to the New York State Sea Grant Great Lakes Basin Small Grant Program yesterday. The Department of Planning and Development is seeking $50,000 to pay for engineering and design services, which would build detached breakwaters and segmented breakwaters in the Dunkirk Harbor. The city's Director of Planning and Development, Vince DeJoy, says storm damage has caused several problems along the shoreline of that northern Chautauqua County community.
It's also been known for many years due to the storm damage that the city has sustained in 2019 and in other years along Lakefront Boulevard and the seawall. And we've discussed and looked at segmented offshore breakwaters.
Officials are working with Edgewater Resources to study the environmental impacts caused by storms there. Construction plans for a new Tim Hortons coffee shop development here in Jamestown have officially been okayed by the city's planning commission. The group unanimously voted yesterday to approve the site plans for the project, with construction expected to get underway in July or August. The proposed expansion will be Jamestown's 6th Tim Hortons coffee shop, featuring an 880 square foot build out on Washington Street and bringing in around 25 new jobs there. This new store features a first of its kind design here locally. 2 drive-through lanes, 1 service window, a walk-up window, will also offer outdoor patio seating. Now, what really sets this location apart from others is its lack of indoor seating, which officials there say aim to speed up the drive-through ordering process. Now, following construction, the new location is expected to open sometime in mid-September or early October. As we continue, details on a court case involving Starbucks following several employees who were deemed unlawfully terminated in our region. And later, a look at the dangers that come from leaving your child in a hot car, especially on today. Even if the AC is on, they're still at risk. We hear from local experts next. Stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
On June 24th and July 22nd this year, there will be 2 fireworks shows as part of the 4 events at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park to assist those that may be sensitive to the noise from the fireworks, whether it be an individual or a child or even a pet. If you email us at ccsolution716@gmail.com, we have some headphones and a calming blanket for a pet for anybody within a 2-block radius of Dietrich Park.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
What is going on, my New York friends? My understanding is that you're in school for a little bit longer than most people, but I got some good news for you. Where are you going to be on September 10th? In Jamestown, New York, with me at 7 o'clock at the Reglena Theater, and you can get your tickets at reglena.com, REGLENNA.com. Make sure that you grab those now. It's going to be so much fun. Jamestown, New York, September 10th. Come and have fun with me.
What could you lose in a home fire? Your possessions? Your home? Your memories? Don't let your world go up in smoke. Make sure you have working smoke alarms and practice an escape plan for you and your loved ones, because fire is everyone's fight.
This message was brought to you by the Jamestown Fire Department and the Chautauqua Safety Village.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
New York State will award nearly $3.5 million to develop outpatient treatment programs. The programs will make it easier for New Yorkers seeking treatment for a substance use disorder. Providers can use the funding for a number of purposes, including renovations, new equipment, staff, and salaries. And the National Labor Relations Board is asking a federal court to order Starbucks to stop interfering with unionization efforts at its U.S. stores. It's the 3rd time the board has filed a case in federal court against Starbucks since December, when a store in Buffalo became the coffee chain's first location in decades to unionize. Since then, more than 289 U.S. stores have petitioned to hold union elections, and at least 151 of them have voted to unionize. Starbucks opposes this effort, saying its stores function better when the workers work directly with their employers. The NLRB's regional director in Buffalo filed a petition in U.S. court yesterday asking for Starbucks to reinstate 7 Buffalo employees it said were fired unlawfully for trying to form a union. Union leaders also seek to force Starbucks to bargain with a store whose union election was allegedly tainted by Starbucks' repeated anti-union activity. And Democratic lawmakers and child care advocates are discussing what they're calling a child care crisis in Pennsylvania. According to Start Strong PA, over 90% of child care programs reported staff shortages in March. The same survey indicates there are nearly 7,000 child care staff positions and over 30,000 more children that could have been served if the programs were fully staffed. Now, advocates say the state needs to act now, especially given the large revenue surplus, rainy day fund, and remaining American Rescue Plan dollars. They say the economy and future of PA's children depend on it.
Businesses just can't find workers, and childcare centers are businesses too, and they're closing. So it's collapsing, and the state can afford to do this now and make it possible for people to work and kids to get a great future.
Advocates say their patience is running thin as they still want to hear a solution from lawmakers. The deadline for lawmakers to finalize that state budget is June 30th. A 5-year-old boy died this week in Texas after his mother left him inside a hot car. It comes a week after a mother in Georgia was arrested for leaving her child in a hot car during dangerously high temperatures. Now, local experts warn these are grim reminders of the dangers of leaving your child and even pets in a hot car. WNY News Now's Haley Potter has more.
On hot days like today, it can happen in a matter of minutes. Leaving a child or a pet in the car, even just for a few minutes, can be dangerous.
Even within a very short period of time, the temperature within the car can get pretty hot.
So no amount of time is okay to leave a kid in a car?
No.
Dr. Justin Carlson, an ER doctor at AHN, says when children are left inside the car, they can die of heat stroke. In fact, children get overheated 3 to 5 times faster than adults.
It can progress to heat stroke, where individuals have really high temperatures, can even lose consciousness, and then unfortunately, as you mentioned, some folks even die from this.
Every year in the United States, an average of 38 children die after being left in the hot car, according to some new research. But even just one child a year is too many and certainly can be prevented.
So we ask for everyone to please be aware, and anybody in the public who may see a child left alone inside a vehicle, to please contact our emergency number.
Lieutenant Jamie Russo has responded to these types of deadly calls, and he's calling on parents to be vigilant. Engineers are working hard to create a system that allows people to know when something's in their back seat. But in the meantime, local experts say it's important to leave something that you need in the back seat with your pet or your child so you don't forget it.
So one of the recommendations is to have a stuffed animal that goes in the car seat when the child's not in the car seat. But when the child is in the car seat, you set that stuffed animal up front.
Something that's important to remember and think about before it's too late.
When an officer responds to investigate and they see a child left in a vehicle who is in danger, we will go ahead and we have laws that we'll break the window, pull them out to safety, and have a medical attention to them extremely fast.
Certainly important tips there, Haley. Thank you. The Erie Zoo, they're sharing a new study which shows the zoo generates an economic impact of $21.2 million a year. This all comes as that zoo is trying to regain accreditation and renovate their exhibits. Erie counseling firm Parker Phillips conducted this study, which found that the zoo supports or sustains 250 jobs and provides more than $1 million in state and local taxes there. Local leaders hope to use the study to push for more state and local funding. They say the data shows the zoo is a big boost to the entire region's economy, drawing in visitors who then spend more money at businesses. Officials at Erie Zoo say that they generate a far greater economic impact than other similarly sized zoos around the country. Certainly people might be trying to get there today for some fun in the sun. Coming up next, speaking of fun, the Hello Summer Festival. It's happening in Jamestown here Friday. Why the organizers say it's more important than ever to try to get your kids engaged in something positive over break. But first, as I mentioned, the weather forecast, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter back just after this with how hot things are getting.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Slow down, and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights, vests,
please give us some room.
slow down
and move over.
when you need help
It's our job
to help you,
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger.
This
Danger is real. Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back. Wanted to start off with this amazing weather eye picture. Joseph sending this in. It kind of looks like you're driving into the ocean with this beautiful cloud formation. We're not entirely sure where this was taken, but man, I just had to put this in here. So if you have any pictures or videos of the weather, Hunters WX on Twitter, the First Defense Weather page on Facebook, and always use that hashtag MyLocalWX. It's a warm one out there already. 84 is a noon hour here in town, 85 in Warren, 86 in Randolph, 81 in Olean, close to 90 in Bradford, Pennsylvania already. But when you factor in the humidity, this is what it feels like, or the heat indices. 88 in town, 92 in Warren, 86 in Clymer, 90 in Fredonia, 91 in Dunkirk. And these heat indices are going to continue rising. These are the forecast heat indices through the afternoon. You can notice lower to upper 90s across much of the region. Now, northwestern Pennsylvania is not under a heat advisory because that's different Weather Service office criteria. That's a complicated story. We're not going to get into it because that would just take too long to explain. But there is a low-end marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5 across the eastern southern tier, and then a 2 out of 5, a slight risk from the eastern. Also, strong winds and flooding will mainly be the main impacts of any of those pop-up showers and storms. Dry right now across the region, but storms are going to flare out ahead of this cold front, and that front's going to move through the overnight. So the newest run of the computer modeling shows you the showers and thunderstorms popping up from around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Then they'll continue to drop into the southern tier through about 5 o'clock. That looks like the main time frame for some of that activity. Then the showers will continue through the evening hours. Will taper off overnight with clearing overnight. Should go mainly clear through the overnight hours. Then tomorrow will be a nice day, and it will be cooler as well as that cold front pushes in much cooler air. So we start tomorrow around 58, 72 at noon, 76 at 5 o'clock with a good amount of sunshine. Now the future powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So yeah, by Friday we're back up into the 80s, but at least the humidity stays in check. Toasty sun on Saturday, a few storms Sunday, and then Justin, we start early next week below average with temperatures in the lower 70s with a good supply of sun.
It's a much needed relief, Dakota. Thank you. Well, the White House has a plan to ease pain at the pump, for now at least. President Joe Biden is expected to lay it all out in a speech today. First, senior administration officials say he's going to call on Congress to suspend the federal gasoline and diesel tax until the end of September. Second, he'll call on states to lift their own taxes on gas and diesel. And third, he's going to tell oil refining companies to increase their capacity ahead of their meeting with the administration this week. By combining all of these, if everybody agrees, of course, officials say it could reduce the price per gallon of gas by about $1. And the Senate voted 64-32 last night to advance a gun safety bill to debate and possibly a final vote on that later this week. A bipartisan group of senators released the text of the new gun safety bill a few hours before the vote. It comes after days of haggling and negotiation where it was unclear if a final bill would ever emerge. The measure includes millions of dollars for mental health, school safety, and crisis intervention programs. It also lays out incentives for states to include juvenile records in the National Criminal Background Check System. Now, the race is on for the Senate to approve the bill before the chamber takes it off for their July 4th holiday. It's not yet known if they would get the 10 Republican votes needed to overcome a filibuster and pass the measure. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he supports the bill, which could be a key indicator it has enough support to move forward. Within the next few days, we can expect the Supreme Court to release their decision on abortion right cases, which could overturn Roe v. Wade, which legalizes abortions. People on both sides of the issue, they're now rallying at the Supreme Court, waiting on that final decision. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp is there.
Protesters on both sides of the abortion rights issue rally out front of the Supreme Court, and every now and then, even shouting at each other. They're here waiting for the Supreme Court to release their opinion on a Mississippi abortion case, which could ultimately overturn Roe v. Wade, a nearly 50-year landmark case which legalizes abortion in the U.S.
We don't want to go back 70 years to the days when women were finding unsafe ways to do abortion.
It means that the decision goes down to the states, and in the states we're able to fight it and protect lives.
In early May, a leaked draft decision from the court favored overturning Roe, igniting the national debate on abortion rights.
The lives of the women!
Rallies outside the court have increased, and activists in support of keeping Roe have even protested outside the Supreme Court justices' homes, prompting increased security detail outside of the courtroom.
Ahead of releasing these opinions, the courts put up this fence, which, as you can see, it's surrounding the Supreme Court building, and then they've also added some additional security to this area. They've really beefed up the presence of law enforcement officers.
Justices are expected to release an opinion on Roe relatively soon. In the meantime, people we spoke with say they'll continue to rally on days the Supreme Court releases opinions.
I've been at these rallies forever, attending all the March for Lives, and finally we have the chance to protect life.
The stakes of Roe potentially being overturned actually can't be overstated. We're talking about the lives and futures of millions of people.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. Next, here a look ahead at Friday's celebration, ringing in summer vacation right here in Jamestown. Details on this special event aimed at keeping our kids safe and entertained.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Children here in Jamestown are set to welcome summer vacation Friday during a special event aimed at keeping kids active and entertained over break. Our Julia Gress reports.
It's the Hello Summer event. It's the end of school, so we're saying hello to summer. We start the event at noon. It'll be run from noon to 4 at the Northwest Ice Arena. Right now, it looks like good weather, so hopefully it's outside.
Featuring free child entertainment, including Marty's Bubblegum Machine, an interactive music show, Pirates Are For You, and Nickel City Reptiles, the Hello Summer Festival kicks off Friday. The celebration also gives parents and guardians an opportunity to sign their children up for programs and services over the summer.
There are many human service agencies that have already committed, from Chautauqua County, different agencies, Jamestown, the Resource Center, all these agencies that will be there to sign the kids up for services that they may require and make contact with them over the summer. But we've also heard from Ball Game Heroes will be there, Jamestown Area Midget Football League will be there to sign kids up for other activities to keep them busy.
Organizer Patrick Smeraldo hopes this celebration will be an opportunity for kids to reconnect with others and with activities that they missed out on during the pandemic.
We're back with, day camps at the Y, the LEAP program and the JUMP program through Jamestown Public Schools. They're happening. We have, sports camps that are back and happening. We have all these things that went away for a little bit that are now happening and kind of like inching their way back in to keep the kids busy and active, take a little pressure off the parents, and maybe open their eyes to something new, for lack of a better term.
Later in the day, the event moves to Dietrich Park for a Tarp Skunks baseball game at 7 p.m., which will be followed by fireworks to cap the night. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Collaborative Children's Solutions also plans on hosting a Christmas in July, Labor Day weekend celebration, and another Christmas parade come December. Certainly a lot of fun there. Well, that's it for us today. News 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and in our free mobile app, always keeping you connected. We'll leave you with this live look over Lakeside Park. Have a great day and stay cool.